Hey everyone, welcome back to Beyond the Box Score. It's that time again. Sunday, November 9th, the final day of club football before the international break. So you know what that means. One last chance to lock in some winners before domestic action takes a pause for a week and a half. We've got a stacked slate across Europe today. Massive clashes like Lyon vs PSG in France, Celta Vigo vs Barcelona in La Liga, and of course, the Premier League headline act, Manchester City vs Liverpool. If you're new here, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss our breakdowns, stats, and free picks each matchday. Alright, let's dive in. Let's kick things off in the Premier League, starting with Aston Villa vs Bournemouth. Villa are plus money at home, and that's enough to catch my attention. Bournemouth have been punching above their weight, but regression is coming. Villa have quietly been one of the most consistent sides in the league once you take away their shaky first 5 matches. Now, here's a key stat. Bournemouth haven't won a road match since late August, and that was against Tottenham. They're undefeated at home, but on the road they completely fall apart, conceding over 2 goals per game. My pick, Villa at home. That's where the value lies. If you're looking for a safer alternative, the first half draw at plus 122 is solid, but I'm leaning full-time Villa. The only backup play I'd consider here is the draw. Next up, Brentford vs Newcastle. Newcastle come into this one fresh off a 2-0 Champions League win over Bilbao, while Brentford are reeling from a 2-0 loss to Crystal Palace. I'm taking Newcastle at plus 145. They're in form, confident, and proving themselves against top opposition. The one caveat: injuries. 6 players are missing, and midweek minutes could play a factor. But let's be honest, Brentford's defense has been a mess lately. Brentford have scored 9 at home but conceded plenty too. So rather than the side, I'm targeting goals here. Over 2.5 at minus 114 feels undervalued. Both teams to score at minus 149 is another solid angle. Expect a 2-1 or even 3-1 type of game. Now, Crystal Palace vs Brighton. This should be a tight London derby. Palace are flying right now. 3 straight wins, including 2-0 in Europe and a 3-0 over Liverpool in the Cup. Brighton, meanwhile, have struggled badly on the road. I love the under 2.5 goals at plus 114 here. This screams 1-1 or maybe 1-0 Palace. Home matches for Palace tend to stay low scoring, and getting plus money on the under is great value. Moving to Nottingham Forest vs Leeds. Forest just had a 0-0 draw in the Europa League, while Leeds were thrashed 3-0 and 2-0 in their last 2. Forest have been inconsistent, sure, but Leeds are even worse right now. I don't think Forest keep 2 clean sheets in a row, so both teams to score makes sense. Still, Forest at plus 135 on the money line feels right. They're at home, they've got the quality edge, and Leeds look lost on the road. Now the big one, Manchester City vs Liverpool. City are heavy favorites, and rightly so. Liverpool have been living dangerously, scraping out late wins all season. Without those last-minute goals, they'd be sitting mid-table. City, on the other hand, are consistent. Yes, they've conceded in 4 straight games, but they've also scored 10 in their last 3. Liverpool haven't drawn a single game all year, 8 scored, 9 conceded away from home. My play: both teams to score in the first half at plus 236. It's risky, but the value is huge, and with these 2, goals usually come early. Over to Serie A, starting with Atalanta vs Sassuolo. Atalanta are buzzing after a massive late Champions League win over Marseille, while Sassuolo are just bland. Nothing special this season. Atalanta to win 2-0 at plus 126 looks sharp, but Sassuolo are level on points, so I'm leaning safer. Atalanta to win and over 1.5 goals at minus 135. Expect a 1-0 or 2-0 scoreline. Also, Under 3 total goals at -141 makes sense. This one won't be a shootout. Bologna vs Napoli. Another tricky one. Bologna drew 0-0 in Europe. Napoli also had back-to-back scoreless draws. Both sides look flat going forward. I'm calling this a draw at +195. Bologna are strong at home and Napoli just can't find the net right now. Both teams to score. Likely a 1-1, is my favorite play here. Roma vs Udinese, an interesting clash. Roma beat Rangers 2-0 midweek, while Udinese are one of the top scoring sides with 27 goals in 10 games, compared to Roma's 15. Both teams to score at plus money is the move here. Roma to win at -175 is too short and not worth parlaying. Then Inter vs Lazio, closing out Serie A. Inter edged Cairo 2-1 in the Champions League. Lazio are unbeaten in 6, but 3 of those were draws. Inter have dominated this matchup and are healthier. I'm going Inter -1.5 at plus money, or if you want a combo play, Inter to win and over 2.5 at +101. Lazio just don't have enough to hang with them. Let's jump over to Spain. Athletic Bilbao vs Oviedo. Bilbao have dropped 3 straight and desperately need a bounce back before the break. Oviedo are near the bottom of the table, so Bilbao -182 on the money line is your safe parlay leg. If you're chasing a better price, Bilbao to win to nil near even money is solid. Rayo Vallecano vs Real Madrid should be a thriller. Real are coming off a 1-0 Champions League loss to Liverpool, and trust me, they don't stay quiet twice. I'm calling a 3-2 Madrid win. Take over 4.5 goals, and for some extra juice, over 4.5 cards at +102. Rayo are scrappy and love a tackle, especially at home. Valencia vs Real Betis could be a letdown spot for Betis. They've won 3 straight and just beat Lyon 2-0 in Europe. Valencia, meanwhile, have lost 4 of 5 but are desperate at home. I'm taking Valencia double chance, and both teams to score at -137 feels strong too. Celta Vigo vs Barcelona, fireworks incoming. Barcelona's defense, non-existent lately. They're conceding far too easily. I'm taking Barcelona to win and both teams to score at +169. It's a 3-1 or 2-1 type of match. Also, Ferran Torres anytime scorer at plus money, great value, especially if Lewandowski doesn't start. Now over to Germany. Freiburg vs St. Pauli. This one's straightforward. Freiburg are coming off a massive Europa League win over Nice, and Pauli have been awful away. Freiburg money line all day long. Stuttgart vs Augsburg could be closer. Stuttgart are perfect at home. 4 wins, 1 goal conceded. But Augsburg are due for a rebound. I like Stuttgart to win and both teams to score at +190, feels like a 2-1 match. If you prefer simplicity, BTTS and over 2.5 is just as good. Frankfurt vs Mainz, best Bundesliga play of the weekend. Mainz are in the relegation zone, leaking goals. Frankfurt just kept a clean sheet away to Napoli, impressive stuff. Take Frankfurt money line confidently. And if you want a cheeky parlay, Freiburg, Stuttgart, and Frankfurt money line pays +419. Love that. Now to France. Strasbourg vs Lille. Lille just lost 1-0 to Servette and they've been terrible away. I'm calling this one 1-1 draw. It's plus money and fits both teams' form perfectly. If you're feeling bold, Strasbourg at +172 on the money line has real value. And finally, Lyon vs PSG, the marquee matchup. PSG are favorites, but this isn't the dominant PSG of old. They've drawn 3 of their last 5, and Lyon have drawn their last 2 at home. I'm taking the draw. It feels like a 2-2 kind of game. If you want a higher probability bet, both teams to score and over 2.5 at +101 is the play. PSG might still top the league, but it's tight, 7 teams within 5 points. League 1 could actually get exciting this year. That's it for today's breakdown. Another packed Sunday across Europe, so plenty of value on the board before the international break. If you enjoyed the analysis, drop a comment below with your favorite pick of the day. Are you riding with City? Backing Barca? Or maybe you've got a sneaky underdog in mind? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more Beyond the Box Score content, where we go deeper than just the stats to find the edge every week. Until next time, good luck, bet smart, and enjoy the football.